sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it.
To Andrew David.
Just go forward.
All right,
So what do you need to do?
Andrew David.
How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and it's bigger than you think.
Your Q&A.
Rise from
So
the
if you have any
ashes,
questions
Twilight.
pertaining to this latest part of the program or anything like that, let me know, and I'll try and help you with any of the questions that you do have going forwards. As most of you do know me who have been inside of the accelerator, all good. You know how the format kind of works. I just open things up for the Q&A. If you do find the raise hand feature at the bottom, look for reactions. Click on that first, and then you'll see a raise hand feature at the bottom. If you do have any questions specifically to do with your journey or anything like that, I'm happy to help you, happy to answer any of your questions. Please make sure that you use the raise hand features. Sarah and Craig off the block straight away. They know what they're doing. Let's go.
Welcome to the Sarah and Craig show. Yeah, all it was, we've got everything ready to launch, and I'm going backwards and forwards with Cyrus because when we do a transaction, it is showing a zero cost, and even then when I go to the bank to authorize the the two-factor authentication to make sure the payment goes through, it shows a zero cost. Now, he's been able to get it working on the Stripe test system, but not live. I'm just wondering if you had any ideas that might add fire to or petrol to the fire.
Yeah, so what I found is that inside of the program, some people have actually connected that. Well, what we've been taught is to actually connect up your Stripe account to your Facebook, to your ClickFunnels account. That's all good. But what I've also found is that some people have actually added the products too. So the one-time payment products, like the Blueprint, the 1,000 followers, and the Masterclass Full Pay, they've also added them inside of Stripe. If you haven't done that, that's okay, because the one-time payments are dealt with inside of ClickFunnels. We create those products inside of ClickFunnels on the products tab for each and every page. If that's what you've done, then that's okay. What have you actually done? Have you added the one-time payment products into Stripe as well, or just the two-pay, so the downsell for the Masterclass?
Just bear with me 1 second. Let me have a quick look for you. Whilst I'm doing this, if anybody else has got any questions, I don't know if you want to
fire them at me. This is what it's for. Go for it. If anybody actually wants to raise their hand, or if they're scared, don't worry. I'm going to put you in the hot seat and pick on you. There's plenty of people in the room. We've got 31 people inside of the room. So let's do this. Who we got next? Janine, let's go.
So, Darren, I know you showed before, and unfortunately I didn't write it down. In the coaching vault, there is a section there, a tab that I can actually just quickly pull up, and it will show all of the actual, when you refer to coaching call 115 or 116, because right now, when I go into the coaching call vault, all I do is I see months and years, but I want to see the actual numbers of the coaching call. So if you could, again, just refer me to that link or that tab that I need to go to.
Yeah, sure. Let me just pull this up and just log in real quick. Chrissa, I'm not sure if you might need to give me some access to be able to share screen. Cool. Thanks, Chrissa. All right, so specifically inside of the accelerator program, we do have the coaching call vault, which you'll see over here. So across the top, you'll see can you all see my screen? Give me a one inside of the chat, or at least just let me know. Unmute.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So you see Blake's calls. We have about like 20 calls on the left-hand side over here. If you just hover over on desktop, you'll be able to see that they've been split into years now. So we've got 2020, 2021, 2022. So if you do, as you say, you just see the months. Okay. Is that what you mentioned? You just see the months?
Correct. I just see the months. I want to just be able to, for example, there's a few of them I want to go directly to, which is like 85 or 97. And it's under your coaching calls, not under Blake's, right? That I want to refer to.
Yeah, correct. So for the coaching call number 85, you're looking at weekly coaching call 2021, and you will find coaching call number 85 right there. So you'll need to hover over, find, I think it's June 2021. There we go. and then you'll find coaching call number 85. You just need to click on the months, and then it will expand out to all the numbers that are underneath that particular month.
I knew that. That's what I have done, but I thought you showed showed me another tab that I could actually get quick access to. And it was under coaching call, I think 167. It was the last call that I did with you. And I don't know that main tab that would just show just all of the numbers versus the dates.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So let's have a look at coach call 167. So it's usually in the first couple of minutes when I introduce that. So there you go, right there. Like one, maybe.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. So just go to maybe coach call 159. You'll find it there. So you'll see that. Okay. So that is in March 2022. Just pull up like 1 minute into the call, and then you'll be able to see all the particular coaching call vault numbers that I'm referring to. Hopefully that helps.
Okay.
Cool. Sarah and Craig.
Still trying to get into LastPass. Sorry, well, with us in a minute.
All right, no worries. Anybody else have any problems, any questions, anything that they've got going on with the Blake's Partner program? Are you all launched? Show of hands. We're launched yet? No, yet, no. Yeah, that's good. Excellent. Well done. Cool. All right. So let's see. Nobody else has any other questions. I'm very surprised.
Oh,
very surprised.
I'll raise the hand again. Well, Darren, with the individuals that have launched, is there any way that we could get some quick feedback from them on how they're doing so far with their launch?
We could rally around the room, but what I'll do is I'll put people in the hot seat in a moment, because we don't have as many people like raising their hand, but I do see Patricia. And then we could find out exactly what is it that they've actually been doing specifically to gain that attention. That's what it's all about. This marketing game is all about gaining everybody else's attention in your specific niche. Are you hanging out in the right place? Are you posting in the right place? Are you doing your stories? Are you doing the strategy that Andrew David is giving you, or inside of the program itself? Have you done what we call black ops, finding out those specific groups that have the high traction type of audience that are not just like posting to post? And, there's about 60 posts that go off in a day, or 100 posts go off in a day. You want to be avoiding those kind of groups. So we'll go through and ask those questions in a moment. So, Patricia, what's your question?
Hi, just a very quick question. In the Done For You program, I'm trying to go through and bring that into my toolkit. I keep clicking on my theme number and sending it to support, and I haven't heard back from them. I think I did it twice. So after we're finished with this call, I was going to just go ahead and give a shout out to support, but I wondered if anybody else was having the same issue.
All right, what I'll do is I can talk to support straight away after this call. Do you remember what theme or number or what theme you're looking for in the Done For You program?
28.
28. All right, cool. I'll chase that up for you, and then I'll get them to reach out to you, okay?
Sweet, thanks.
You're receiving emails from them, okay?
The last time I reached out to support, I did. Yeah, this is the first time that they've been a little silent. Okay, cool. I'll let them know about that. And then, have you got all your videos and everything all done for the Done For You? Shot your script? No, getting there.
Okay, all good. No worries. It was a while for me to actually, when I got my first Done For You, I didn't even have my page launched. But it did show me that I didn't really need tech in the way. I just needed to get that person to understand that I knew what I was talking about. I knew what I was doing with the funnels, because I learned that through the Blake's Partner program. And that person departed with $6,000 in cash. That was just incredible. So if everybody who's on this call, you definitely start believing in yourself. Make sure that you understand the program, because it's not just a business in a box. You actually get understand ClickFunnels. And when you understand ClickFunnels, you can actually go out there and actually serve as many people as possible. And it doesn't really matter if they're inside of your niche or not. I spoke to people who are in the hair salon industry. Like some of you already know some of my stories. And I'm obviously me and Craig are perfect for that. If they get referred to you, and this is what actually happened. Somebody who was actually in the Blake's Partner program, who haven't even opened up the program, because I met this guy at Funnel Hacking Live. I said, this is at 2020, and we decided to share a room and stay for the whole event and just really enjoy it all. And what I found is that he was going in a different direction, but he also wanted to know what I was invested in. Every time that I was saying and jumping into something, he was like, I'm going to do it too. But he never opened it. So he then found somebody who was outside of the program, and he said, "Hey, Darren, you know how to," because he's now inside of the group, and you can see that I'm answering all the questions inside of the group. When I was a lot more noisier, so he said, "Hey, Darren, you know how to do funnels, right?" I was like, "I guess so." I did. I was in disbelief. So I jumped on a call with this lady, and she was like, "Yeah, I've just been referred to you. Apparently, you know how to do funnels." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So that disbelief completely changed, because all I had to do was just take a look at what I actually done as a journey, as a 30,000 foot overview, and then start believing in yourself, because it is really, really simple. If you've got a template, use ClickFunnels templates, because there's tons of them there. What you do is add a video to it. Guess how many videos I've actually shot recently? 3, and it took me 30 minutes. Back in the day, I'd spend probably about 10 hours to shoot one video that was like 1 minute and 20 seconds. I don't do that now. So everything that I do is off script. I know kind of in the back of my mind, I've got something that bullet point. I've done it so many times now. So I just want everyone to go out there and really go out there and serve from the heart, because everything starts to fall into place. When you find that other people start to snowball your way, you'll find that the traction starts to happen where you don't really need to move a muscle. So me opening up a Facebook group last week and people expecting the usual kind of thing where you just post to post. There's not been any other posts apart from the welcome post inside of that group. It's silent. So what my strategy behind that is completely different, where I'm not going to be going live each and every day. I'm going to be going live once a week. I'll be doing maybe 2 or 3 posts in the week, and that is it. Because we all know what it's like when we're inside of a group and we post, and then suddenly we've missed out on something, and that information is now just kind of, you've become your own spam inside of your own group. And so that information is gone. And have they caught up? Now they feel like they're behind. So make sure that you'll all go out there and understand where the customer is at, because everybody's either starting off. A lot of people probably are. And maybe some of your customers out there might actually want you to build the funnel for them. And that's what you want really, because that's a lot of money to exchange with. If you've got the done for you side of things, amazing. If you haven't, don't worry about it. But hopefully that will kind of help you with your journey and things. Camelia, what's your question?
So I recently launched, like, I think it was a week before last. And I've gotten a few people who have kind of DM'd me to find out, what the thing is all about. And I'm in the life coaching niche. And my question is, do you have any suggestions for what would be like good lead magnets? Because I'm finding that the people I'm talking to, they're not accustomed to marketing. And so they're like struggling to come up with what's a good lead magnet that they could tie into their profile funnel.
Gotcha.
So any suggestions?
So firstly, how many groups are you actually hanging out with? Andrew's in the room, by the way. He's here.
Right now, about 2. Yeah, just 2.
Just 2 groups so far. Okay, yeah. So how many people are inside of each of those groups?
Yeah, I don't remember. I think one was like 5,000 something. And one was like 10,000 something. Yeah. Usually those kind of groups are not really like kind of spammy inside of them, but in general they want to be providing some sort of uplifting, that kind of like positive vibe inside of there. What I would probably post inside of that group is something along the lines of, hey, raise your hand, or any of those people who are actually coaches in this particular niche. I would love to reach out to you. It depends on the group rules as well. Make sure that you read the about section inside of the group. Make sure it's along those guidelines. But I would actually just post something if you're allowed to if you were to do a welcome post. Have you done one of those? No, I didn't.
Okay, so that's one of the first things we do teach you inside of the Blake's Funnel program as well, if it fits. Also have a look around you. If anybody else is doing a welcome post, or if it doesn't fit, don't worry about it. What you can do is, post specifically, or have a quick scan of the group to see what other people are posting already and seeing what is already engaging. So you can kind of feed off exactly what that is as a lead magnet. You could, for that person who is also posted that particular post, you can also reach out to that person, add that person as a friend and say, hey, I thought that post was really, really good. I'd love to connect up with you. So now that person is probably someone who's already been in the game for a while, and you can connect up with that particular person, ask them some more questions, and try and find out some of the pains and some of the problems. And then from that, you find out some lead magnets from there going forwards. And that's what I've done specifically in especially the affiliate marketing industry as well. I started to see that there's a lot of people that are leaning towards like software. There's a lot of people that are leaning towards like just a couple of PDFs here and there, PDFs or small membership areas. So I got to find out, like, I could solve people's problems with one of the three that I've just mentioned there. There's plenty of other ideas. You can actually just like search on Google, just like list of lead magnets. We don't fully exhaust it inside of the Blake's Planner program. We give you a ton of examples. You can even look inside of your blueprint as well. But I think Andrew's going to chime in.
Are you looking for lead magnets for you to attract them, or are you wanting to help them get a lead magnet for themselves?
Yeah, the latter.
So you want to help them create a lead magnet?
Yeah, because I have someone right now who's asking me that question, like, what's a good lead magnet for her to put on her profile funnel?
The easy way to do, like Darren said, Google first, look for life coaches, see what they're doing. Hop on plr.me is a private label rights thing where, and look up life coaching. And like, I've downloaded a number of different things from there, and you can turn them into simple ebooks, or you can get your role at this point, Camila, is depending on how much you want to give them, right? So you can give them a couple of ideas, but you don't give them a lead magnet unless they're paying you for a full lead magnet, right? Gotcha. That's like a bonus offer that they get when they get whatever, right? Here you go, I've got one. Or if they're doing the DFY Plus, they decide they want to buy that from you, then you say, hey, I've got a couple of lead magnets, here's 3 options. And you go to plr.me, you find a couple and you just modify them for them. And it becomes fairly straightforward. Okay. Right? So there's ways to do that, but, give some ideas, ask them, what have you tried in the past? Ask them. They go, well, I don't have any ideas for lead magnets. What have you tried? Well, I don't know. I've never tried anything. What have you looked for? What do you think you could give somebody, that would be 5 or 7 simple, if you could teach 7 simple principles, what would that be? You go, well, there's a great idea, right? So you help solve their problem by asking them how they're going to solve somebody else's problem.
Gotcha.
Right?
Makes sense.
But you don't want to, if they go, well, I need a lead magnet, I've got some that I use for a lot of my clients, and they go, that's great. Can I have it? Absolutely. Here's my link to become a client, right? Like, if you're going to do the work and you're going to do stuff, there's a level that you give away, but at the same time, you've got to kind of bring that full circle, that you're there to solve a problem, but that's also what you get paid for. It's just like, they're not giving away free life coaching sessions,
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Sarah and Craig, you said that you're ready.
Right. Just coming off mute. Thanks, Darren. I think you might have identified the problem. Of the 4 variables, blueprint, bump, and full pay, part pay, there was only the masterclass full pay in Stripe. It's in ClickFunnels, but it's not in Stripe.
Oh, okay. So wait, so the only one thing that you want in Stripe is actually the downsell, which is the $99, and then after 30 days, it will charge you $99 again. That's the only thing that you do need inside of Stripe. So you need that downsell for the masterclass inside of Stripe. One-time payments, those products are created inside of ClickFunnels, and it should charge there accordingly going forwards.
Right. So the Fire the Boss course at the $99 a month, I've got that set up as that's a 2-time payment, isn't it?
Yeah. So it should only just say one. It should just say $99.
Yeah.
And then and the setting is actually set inside of ClickFunnels. It's just the way that ClickFunnels works in Stripe. You've probably put in the number 2 in the products, and then it will just charge it again 30 days later. So that's the only product that needs to be inside of Stripe.
Just bear with me 1 second then. Have a look on that one, products.
And again, if anybody has any other questions or anything, please use the raise hand feature. Or if Andrew, if you want to chime in or anything, all good.
Hey man, I'm enjoying, letting you run it. I apologize, guys. I'm wrapping a call that was unavoidable, went way longer than it should have been. I'm sorry. So, but who else has got something as they're kind of working through that? And Sarah and Craig, maybe if you take some screenshots, if we need to, you could shoot over, and Darren can take a look. Oh, and I'm sorry, I've got a couple of emails to get to you, Craig, that people gave me for the Audible.
Okay. No problem.
I'll get a couple of those to you. Anybody else have questions right now? Did anybody else pick up the book, Life Force? Yes, no? Patricia's got it. James got it. Good. Bruce has it. We're diving into that one, Darren. There's all this biohacking and life hacking and all this other kind of stuff in Tony Robbins' new book. So kind of excited to read that.
Cool. All right. Nike, it's been a while.
Nice, man.
Let's have you unmute for a second. I know that you launched. What's been going on since then?
Well, I haven't made a sale yet. I'm not doing so great in groups. I think I'm working on being better at conversations, but I think I need to find a better group to be in. I just haven't found that. I'm in the health and fitness space, and it's really loud and very noisy. And, you know, especially coming out of COVID, there's a lot of fitness trainers that just went online. And I feel like in the next 2 to 3 years, a lot of people are going to fade away, and the really good trainers are going to shine through. But right now there's just a lot of noise. So I'm really working hard to find the right group to be in, because the groups I'm in, they're trying to market me and they're trying to become my coach.
Are they wanting to become your personal trainer, or are they trying to coach you on how to be a personal trainer?
Coach me on how to be a personal trainer.
Okay.
You know, or how to be a better online personal trainer.
So do you feel like the group, you're going to get some of that in just about any of these groups, right? Because in a way, that's part of what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be other people that are similar to you. There's a couple of different ways to approach that. First off is, a handful of messages you're going to get, right? Like that's just par for the course. That's going to be normal. When you're in the group, Darren's talking about engagement and other stuff, and they're not just spamming each other. Like you don't want to be in groups where everybody is just selling their own stuff, because then it's not actually a group of trainers. It's a group of people trying to sell the trainer. So, you may need to look at other groups. If that's because you'll see inside the group what people are posting. If that's all you see, then there's no point, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's people talking about clients and what they're doing and, trying to put together a program, I'm trying to offer this, but what do you guys think? And there's other trainers that are giving feedback. That's kind of where you want to be, and you want to help answer some of those questions. But so there's 2 different ways that I would approach that though. So first is make sure there's some of that content. Another way would be, I'm not looking to build up my own personal training business. I'm doing okay there. But I do work with some personal trainers just in marketing, just social media marketing. What is it you're offering? And then you may be able to do like a joint venture with them where they, put your stuff out there or you put their stuff. That's a conversation to have occasionally, right? But like I've built up some great relationships like that in doing that. Like that sounds pretty interesting. I work with a lot of trainers as well. What you've got isn't what I offer. This is what I offer. You open to chatting about maybe partnering up on stuff. So as long as they're not trying to do exactly what you're doing, then that's a way that I would think of approaching it. Darren?
I want to ask you, how many groups are you actually in as well? And what kind of titles are they? Like, are they business owners, or have you approached pages as well? A lot of people tend to forget about pages because those people are really badly positioned. So local gyms, they might have like something that they just fixed up and they want to make some money. They're the personal trainer, they want to have like more private clients,
Yeah. So right now I'm focusing on 2, but I've signed up on several, and I've kind of didn't find what I was looking for, and I've kind of left them. I didn't officially leave them, but stopped focusing on them. But I am looking for the kind of groups that Andrew was talking about, getting new traction. But yeah, in the past group, and then some of them just limit what you can say too. Like you're saying, we have all these rules, what you can talk about. And I do want to go in and help people, but then I think people are just like, people have like louder voices than me in there, and I just have to work on being more assertive, but yet helpful. Right.
Gotcha. All right. So a lot of the things that I've done over the last 2 years has kind of gone below the radar, and in a sense that I didn't post in other groups because in certain groups that, like you say, either someone has a louder voice, someone has a better reward, someone has done something that's better than you anyway. They've just been in there for a while. Imagine if you were just inside of those groups and you added maybe 5 or 10 people inside of that group and just work on those conversations. You're looking for quality conversations. You're not really looking for the number of people that you can add as a friend. But if you wanted to, I would do this. If you're inside of those groups and they're new to the group, they're fresh, or they might be looking for other groups just like you, I would add those people as friends. I wouldn't wait for them to actually accept you. I would send a message to them, send a message that is nice and open. Say, hey, I'm inside of this group, or avoid saying that you're inside of this group. What that could do is that could spike something off, and they could send a screenshot to a moderator or admin, and you'd be banned and you won't be able to find a group again. What I would say, because Facebook is free and Facebook is open, you can find them anywhere. So what I normally say is, hey, Cindy, hey, Jens, great to meet you. We must have crossed paths somewhere else. Maybe we're inside of another group somewhere, but Facebook suggested you to me. Now that opens things up a little bit. It doesn't really matter. I could be in 15 groups the same as you. Now I'm just open. It'd be nice to connect up. It'd be nice to get to know you, or just leave it like that. And usually within 24 hours, I usually get a message back saying, hey, that's so nice. Like, usually people just add me as a friend. And as soon as they send a message back, I always just pick up the phone really quickly and send them a voice message. I'm moving that rapport closer to an actual human touch. So it's not just text anymore. I've done it as quickly as that. And within 2 voice messages afterwards, I've got them on a Zoom call. You don't have to get them on a Zoom call. You can just have a voice call. You don't even have to do that. But the quicker you can build that rapport with that one quality lead and find out what their problem is, and you're able to solve their problem with lead generation, great. Or they could forward you to somebody else. Hey, I've got this person that's also finding the problem as well. Can I invite them on the call, or how can I send the information? That's happened to me many times. Just because I've reached out to somebody and I've not come from a stance of like, I'm trying to sell you. I just want to find out, like, how's your day going? What are you doing today? What have you done recently? Are you actually a coach? Do you have a business, online, offline? You know, we can start to move the conversation a little bit further towards like, what is it that we're trying to get to? Okay. So been able to do that really, really quickly. And within 10 minutes, I've got somebody on a call. Now it's about how much determination are you willing to go out there to actually make that connection? Right. You can post things inside of the group. Yeah, absolutely. You can comment inside of the group. What do I do inside of the Blake Spanner program? I just comment now. I don't do posts. And if you're just chiming in on something, what's going to happen on their side is that they're going to get a little notification bell. So if you're going to comment, like, or whatever, like I showed you on the previous one, the omnipresent strategy, you're trying to get those bell notifications. Okay. So liking, commenting, looking at their own personal profile, maybe jumping to their profile and seeing and engaging on a couple of things there. Be intentional with it, not just say, hey, great, this is amazing. You know, write something that was relevant to that particular post. Maybe it's a recent event. If it's a personal one, maybe you can chime in on that, something like that. But you're trying to get closer and closer and closer to that person, but they'll start to see these notifications that are intentional. You can start marking down on a piece of paper or on Excel or a Google sheet that you contacted this person at a certain time. Write it down. Like Camelia's always got pen and paper right to hand all the time. That's what I used to do when I started off. And then I know that I contacted this person previously, and maybe I'll reach out to them in a couple more days so they don't forget who I am. Sometimes people are even astonished with the number of times I've actually said happy birthday to them. Something as simple as that. I can move that simple conversation from happy birthday. What did you do? Have a great day. I know that he's probably busy or something like that. Hey, happy birthday. I know you're super busy right now. It'd be cool to connect up with you. It's been a long time. And whether they're family, friends, or whatever, you're actually just moving that muscle, that conversational muscle. You got to practice this. And I did this for 2.5 weeks. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. So how willing are you willing to go out there and connect individually? once you've actually done the individual thing for a while, you probably get tired of it, and you probably want to move towards opening a group, one to many. This is what Blake did inside of the Freedom Fighters group. He has 11.1, yeah, K members inside of that group, and it's very, very general inside of there. Inside of the Blake's Partner Program, we've got 4.1K inside of that group, and those people are inside of the Blake's Partner Program just like you are. Now everybody's all about that one thing. Okay, so leverage with what you already see out there. Blake has his own profile, his own page, and this is all without doing any ads already.
Yeah, I think your tip of, inviting them and saying, hey, maybe we cross paths somewhere else, and Facebook suggests me, that's going to be really helpful. And then Andrew too, I hadn't thought about asking him, what is it that you're looking for? Yeah. So those are that really help.
What do you offer? Who's your best friend?
Yeah. Because sometimes I think I get too far into the personal conversation, and then I'm like, okay, how do I convert this to how I can help them? So that's a good question. Yeah.
Kind of like going on a date and you get in the friendship.
And I can't get past, I get stuck, and then so that's super helpful. Can I ask one more question about the lead magnet that we were talking about earlier? So I don't have a lead magnet, and I know the product that we're selling, the social media lead machine, is teaching them, our product name is teaching them to have a lead magnet. would you advise that we put a lead magnet together?
Well, that's what I was saying to community, you can, they'll ask, right? A lot of them, if they get the social media lead machine, they'll go, oh, well, so I have to have a lead magnet. What do you suggest? And you go, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. If they've already bought something from you, then, hey, here's a simple one that you can use, make some modifications, right? You can find one on plr.me. You could probably get one for $3, $5 or something. And you make a couple of basic changes to it, make it and say, look, here's a template one that you can use. Obviously you want to modify it to make it yours, but here's something I give my clients. If they get the, masterclass, like if they bump up a little bit, then maybe you offer them one of 3 different, options, or, or you just kind of talk to them, you ask them a couple questions, say, what would be, 5 things that you could talk to your client about? Great. Well, turn that into a lead magnet. And they go, well, how do I do that? Well, create an ebook, and you can do this, or you can use it as, it could be a series of 5 videos and let them, make the videos on YouTube. And they go, well, I don't know how to do that. And then, do I need to set up Vimeo? See, look, you could just host them on YouTube and make them private, and then just give people access to the videos. There's a lot of different ways that you can. A lead magnet is just something that calls someone's attention, right? Mm-hmm. So ask them a couple of questions, and then you can give them one. Guys, you can look up. So plr.me is a site. It's privatelabelrights.me. PLR is what private label rights is. And, if you go there, there's stuff that's on there. I don't get paid for it. Darren doesn't get paid for it. It's something that I've used. There's a lot of different places that you can find white label stuff, though. There's a lot of places that you can find some white label stuff for cheap. So it's something that if you want to give to, one of your clients, you can, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just pretty straightforward. I've done, I've used a couple of the things on there to, as we've done stuff here. Social media content calendar that I put together for you guys. I got there and I made some modifications, right? So it's pretty straightforward.
What about on our banner? Because right now our banner goes right into the $7 blueprint.
Right.
I've been thinking about, do I want to put a lead magnet there first and then get them to the $7 blueprint, or not necessarily? What do you advise there?
You can test it, but that's kind of try it out. If that's going to help you get, more clients, but just make sure if you're given a lead magnet that you're collecting an email and you're retargeting, you put together a small sequence, put the lead magnet on a different landing page, and then either go straight into the social media lead machine, or you get the email or collect their email, provide them with that, and then have a sequence in place. It doesn't do any good to give them a lead magnet and not do anything with it. So you got to put the plan in place. Like if I'm going to try and give something away, then I'm driving to a group, like Darren's saying, like you create your own Facebook groups, you're bringing them there. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 email sequence in place to get them into the partner program funnel that you've got with these products, like emails and creating a list is fantastic if you use it. If you don't use it, then it doesn't do much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yep.
Jeanette, Bruce, yeah, go for it.
I have a question for Andrew.
Yeah.
In one of the books, was this one from you that you talked about, Heal Your Body by Louise L. Hay?
No, but I mean, Louise Hayes is pretty great. I mean, she does a lot on the, affirmations and the other stuff. Okay. So
it's just, I've just started reading the book, and it's really a great book.
Yeah. No, there's only so many books I can list, you know what I mean? But yeah, Louise Hayes is pretty great. Bob Baker's good. So yeah.
I just wondered where I got it from originally, but it wasn't from you then.
No.
Okay, thanks.
Not that I can think of. Chelsea's asking, does the Given intro video work for a women's only niche? Yeah, it can.
Yeah, it can. Yeah. Go for it, Andrew, if you want.
No, I was just saying it can. Yeah, I think people, guys, a lot of times you're kind of overthinking the videos that are there. There's a reason that they're there. They're general enough, but they're talking about the product that people are wanting to use. And so it works. And so if you want to in your copy and in your content say, hey, this has worked for all sorts of industries, I want to bring it home for women and their businesses, then, say something like that. If you want to add on a short intro to the video, but really don't, I think a lot of times we're overthinking it. Personally, like, we don't need to create extra work for ourselves if it's not necessary. Later down the road, if you get a few testimonials and you want to do it with that and try it, then try it. But
the next question, probably everyone would say, we were probably saying, like, how do I get those testimonials as well? Now, I'm just going to rewind back to when the Social Media Lead Machine was even launched in 2019, August 2019. It was like for $1. I watched that ship sail, and then everybody else started to run that way. Then there was that frenzy. Okay, who is Blake now? So I started following him inside of the group. Now, imagine if you went out there and actually found just 5 people. You've already gone through your own membership area, so you know how easy it is. Now you've actually built your program. You've built your Blake's, your Social Media Lead Machine, your version of the Lead Machine. And what you could do is find 5 people. And you can say that, hey, I'm willing to help you out. All I want in exchange, so this is your time and energy now, all I want in exchange is a testimonial video. I'll give you a script. You can read off, or you can just kind of check these bullet points, but basically it's going to be like 20, 30 seconds long. But what I want to do is help you out with your lead generation. Okay. So then you're moving that muscle. You're getting to use ClickFunnels. You get into see how you should actually work with a client, and they haven't had to pay anything yet. Okay. Off the back of that, if you build it in your own ClickFunnels account, you can then pass out or open up a ClickFunnels account from your affiliate link, share that funnel across and all the work that you've done to their account. After that 14 days, you'll start getting that monthly recurring revenue. Now you have a testimonial video. So you can use those videos on your own. Start editing out your very first video and say, hey, here's the 5 people. I've worked with 5 people. If you don't believe me, check those people out. And you can add that on top of the testimonials you have. If you're afraid, if you're thinking that the video in itself is holding you back, it's most likely not. But having your own testimonials and moving that muscle to actually help other people and understand ClickFunnels is something that I think everyone on the call should really do, to then know what it's like to actually work with a customer. You have that feedback loop, that open feedback loop. It's more of a friendly atmosphere because you're not really selling them anything. You're helping somebody out. And when you find that starts to snowball for you, and they post about you, and if they want to post on their profile, hey, Camelia was the one that helped me out with my lead generation funnel. It's super cool and amazing. You should go to her. And they post that on their personal profile and they tag you in. And now that's on your profile. So leverage that.
I think the biggest key of what we've been trying to say, guys, is especially as you get going, be willing to kind of message and communicate to get the ball rolling, right? It doesn't have to be something where forever that's how you do everything, but it's how you start to gain some momentum, right? A message here, Catalina's talking about, a little bit of accountability partners with each other, asking them a question as they're getting into it, asking a question, getting them to a certain point, and then say, look, you're talking about the lead magnets. Say, hey, you know what? I've got a lead magnet that I think it'd work. I'd love once you're through setting up, I'd love a quick 30-second. Hey, I was able to get this set up. I'm excited to see how it works. Just a short video as a testimonial. If I give you this, would you be willing to do that for me? And a lot of them will. And now, a lot of companies out there will pay hundreds of dollars for testimonials, right? They give hundreds of dollars off their services, their products, whatever. You guys just give them a free lead magnet, right? Or something, or just ask, just ask, or if they're asking about what a lead magnet is, again, they'll go back to those questions. What have you done in the past? What worked for you before? Why didn't it work? Okay. Here's how this social media lead machine is going to help you, or the real estate lead machine, the life coach lead machine, whatever you're calling it, right? Just use what's there, use the power of conversation, message people, be real, be a real person, and you'll connect with a lot more people that way. Do that. And then as it starts to automate, it turns into a much more seamless process, if that makes sense.
That's what Blake did inside of 5 groups. That's what I did inside of the Blake Spanner program to get noticed.
Do we have any other questions for now? He's so excited today. All right, guys, do me a favor. Send some questions later this week. We'll probably get back together. We'll get into some content tomorrow. We're going to kind of kick off with Tony's book with Life Force. James, you got a quick question?
Yeah, in my groups, because I'm in the artist area, so most of it is just posting their artwork and then getting a lot of likes and stuff. Not really so much a whole lot of communication between them. So, how do you kind of strike the conversation in that kind of a situation without, messing up any of the rules? Is that making sense? Or are you able to
Yeah.
hear me all right?
Have you checked out in the groups? Have you gone to any of the artists' personal pages?
Some of them, yes, I have.
So I'd maybe
enough of them, but
I'd maybe look, because some of them maybe post on their personal page, some may not. If they're posting on their personal page, I'd comment there and be like, hey, how are you getting this out here right now? This is great. Check out their site, do something, send them a quick message. Love your art. How are you getting it out there? Are you just doing local market, local farmers market art shows, or do you have a site? Those are some of the questions that I'd ask. Darren?
Yeah, exactly that. Always go back and make sure that you're communicating with them, not just on the surface level, on their personal profile. Go and find out even further. They might even have their own group. Most likely they won't. If you do find them on their pages, I would even send them a quick note. I would even click on the share feature, share that into the messenger with them and say, hey, this is absolutely fire. I'd love that. Whoever mentioned at the start of the call, I think it was Catalina was mentioning, James's artwork is absolute fire. Now, I've done this as well. I've actually shared them. It could be a story. It could be their post. It could be the image that you have, that GIF or the video that you have on your personal profile right now. Imagine if I went to your profile right now, James, and I clicked on the share button and I wanted to communicate with you and tell you exactly what I thought. You can take that, you can extend that and build rapport even further than just a regular comment. Oh my God, this is fire. I can express myself even more with a voice message. So if you can take it into the direct messenger is the highest form of communication inside of Facebook. If you haven't seen Facebook evolve and change over the last couple of years, Facebook used to have Messenger that popped up on top of their Facebook app. They've separated that now. It's been separated for a long time. And they class that as the highest level of conversation. You're not going to have a whole daily conversation inside of your post on your comments. So what we don't see is a scoring system behind the scenes And Facebook uses that in their algorithm. So if they see that I've actually communicated with James recently, and if you posted something else in your group, or if I'm inside of your group for a start, or if I see something, if we were the last conversation, I will see you on my feed. So that's how Facebook really works. You want to converse with them as much as possible, but building rapport, getting them on a call as quickly as you can. And building rapport on a call just to find out where they're at, you can actually start to find out what their problems have been. But again, if you're not ready for getting on calls and things like that, it's going to be a longer process with the messages and things, or just sending voice messages here and there. But after a while of sending voice messages, it will die off. Because there's only so many times that someone can actually listen to a 1 minute, or you can send more than 1 minute as a voice message now. So this is why I actually got 7 ClickFunnels signups in 7 days. And then it changed that to 7 in 1 day with that same strategy. And that means that they purchase into the lead machine as well. So go out and reach out to them, James. If they've got great artwork, do it. Find if they have a shop.
All right. Also, I try to do things with creating a contest, trying to get people to also join my page. I didn't get too many contestants yet. Only got 2, but
it all starts. You know what I mean? It's going to take time for everybody. Like, you've got to build up the audience, build up engagement, right? Like, that's just kind of where things are. So be patient with yourself, be patient with others around you, and then post. And guys, 2 groups, like we've talked about, 2 probably isn't enough. You want to add a couple and be active in those and comment on people's stuff. And don't worry about just posting. And yes, you're going to be bombarded with people trying to sell you stuff, because that's the world that we're in. It's going to happen. Half of them are probably VAs that are, outside the US that are offering things, and that's fine too. I'd ask them, like I said, what's your offer? What are you doing? Great. I'm offering this. You're offering that. Would you be willing to collaborate? Send them a quick, voice message, like Darren's saying, drop them a message. I mean, that's how I've gotten a handful of the JVs that I'm trying to work on now as well. I've been able to do calls with people because of those things, right? Just get into it and do the work, guys. Really, that's what it's about. So we'll dive more into content later this week, guys. I'd love to see you more active on Facebook in general. Like, everybody come back and say, look, I've posted this many times and I comment, say you're going to comment on 5 or 10 posts in a day. Guys, that takes you, if you commenting on 5 posts in a handful of groups, 2 posts in 5 groups, 10 different times, right? Something simple like that should not take you more than 10 minutes. Like, that's nothing, right? Get in there and just make it happen. So on that note, we've hit an hour. Darren, I appreciate you. Love you, brother. Appreciate you taking care of things while I was dealing with sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Take care. Have a good day. So what do you need to do, guys? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenix that you are.